What's going on YouTube? Welcome to another vlog. So today we're gonna be showing you guys exactly how is it that we close $500,000 in deals every single month. So we have a book day. We have tons of appointments throughout the day, and then in between we're gonna be doing follow-ups. But anyway, today's video I'm gonna be showing you guys exactly how is it that we close all those deals every single month, all the way from the appointment, the design, the follow-ups, you name it. So we'll see you guys here in a little bit. All right guys, so first thing is first, it's Friday, need to get a haircut. So we're gonna start the day with getting a haircut. But before I go in there, I do want to say this, something I was thinking about on the drive, right? I want you guys, as you know, any business owners, it goes for any business owner that, you know, no matter how long you've been in the game for. I've been in the game since I was 15, 34 now, so do the math. No matter what, you know, no matter how long you've been in the game, you're gonna have those days where you're gonna ask yourself, like, man, am I doing this right? Or am I getting ahead of myself? Or were all those people right, you know, saying that I'm going too big? Or just kind of beating yourself up and all more of doubting yourself, right? And I'm, you know, how many years deep into this, and I would always think that, man, once I do this, I won't doubt myself once I do that. But I'm here to tell you, it's that won't change, and it's not a bad thing, right? Because if you're shooting for the stars, there's gonna be times where you know, along the way it's gonna get tough, and you are gonna doubt yourself. But that just means that, you know, you're pushing as hard as you should. So just got done with the haircut, ready for the weekend, ready for the day. We're gonna go home, shower, and then right after that, we're gonna stop in and check out a project right before we leave to our first consultation. But something, you know, I do want to talk about is how is it that I maximize my day, like today, from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. How is it that I get the most done from the minute I wake up at 5 a.m., 4:50 a.m., all the way to 5 p.m., 6 p.m., back to back to back. I go pretty hard Monday through Friday. Saturday, typically only, you know, I only respond to emails or whatever's urgent, but I do go pretty hard from Monday through Friday. And I do want to show you guys that in detail, like how is it that I typically don't have any gaps. Like today we're gonna be driving a lot, and in between drive times I have phone calls set up, and sometimes even Zoom calls that I can take in and on my phone, stuff like that, right? I feel like that's one of the biggest things that I lacked on early on, maximizing my day, maximizing my time, and just getting the most out of it. So like I said, at the end of the day, I want to be here to help you guys out. We officially hit fall here, and what does that mean for us as far as work? We don't have to, but we typically shut down around Thanksgiving, which it's right around the corner if you think about it. And right now we're trying to wrap up some pretty big jobs, start some big jobs. So we got, what is it, the remainder of October, and then 3 weeks into November. So 4 to 5 weeks to grind. We're out here grinding. But like I said, today's video's focus is gonna be on sales, showing you guys how is it that I grind in order to, you know, hit 500K a month in sales. Also, with that being said, once this season winds down, I am also going to be hiring a sales guy. Stay tuned for that. A lot of changes, but other than that, let's head home right now. Actually eat some breakfast, shower, and get ready for the day. What's up, dude? How you doing?
Not too bad. My truck broke down.
What car is that?
Alright, let me text her, make sure that she's available now.
Yeah. Yeah, because I checked this morning, even at 5, 6 a.m., and there was still no response. So I figured, you know, she got too busy. It wasn't going to happen.
Okay.
So we're headed to the first appointment, and I'm actually running a little bit late. It was a bit further than I thought. But yeah, guys, so we're going to head over there right now. Obviously, we already notified the potential client that we're going to be running a little bit late. They're okay with that. So after the appointment, I don't know if I'll be able to bring you guys in the to the appointment, because like I said, these aren't customers that are, I would say, you know, comfortable with the camera, right? These are people that we're meeting for the first time. If, you know, with current clients, they already know about us and all that. But I'm gonna go into the appointment. Once I come back out, I'm gonna explain to you guys, you know, our process, exactly how we do things. Typically our first consultation is only about, I'm gonna say, about 30 minutes 20 to 30 minutes depending on the size of the project. And then from there, you know, like I said, I'll show you guys what information I take during the consultation, and then also, you know, what they get after the consultation and all that. So for right now, let's keep driving. Let's try to beat traffic. We'll see you guys after the consultation. So we're out 30 minutes later. Like I said, we keep it pretty straightforward, super simple. And I'll tell you guys, you know what, I'll just pretty much tell you what I tell them, right? During the consultation, I always walk in, introduce myself. I'm gonna say, hey, my intentions for, always set intentions. My intentions for today's meeting is to gather as much information as I can. And then from there, I'll be able to give you a ballpark estimate. And then I show them my iPad. I have an iPad Pro, you know, that I show them and say, hey, this is the way our process works. Everything starts with a design. For a project like this, no matter what, whether it's small, big, it all starts with, you know, the design process. In order for us to start the process, we do ask for your plan of survey. We do ask for $1,500 up front. They get to your design, unlimited revisions, and then from there, it does get credited towards your down payment. Before we make any commitment, we are going to talk about a few things, and I'll be able to give you a ballpark figure before we commit to anything. And what I did was, remember, we try to streamline everything as much as possible because I want to be able to replicate this and pass this down to as many people as I can, even though right now I'm still doing this myself. You know, we have outdoor living spaces are pretty much a few set of things. It's straightforward. It's not rocket science, right? It's all going to be steps, pavers, seat walls, cover, you know, some kind of cover for shade, some kind of fire feature, cooking. So we have it all broken down already within Go High Level, which that's what we use for CRM. And then, like I said, that's what we use to just keep everything in order, even during our consultation. Also, you can, if you, like, for the people that want to try Go High Level and they want to try the process that we're doing, I will drop a link in the description for Go High Level. You guys actually get to try it for free. So if you want to try Go High Level, which is what we use to communicate with our customer, what we use for our consultations, we pretty much use it for everything. You can text, call, email from there. We intake our leads in there. So we do a lot in Go High Level. But like I said, if you guys want to give it a shot for free, I will drop a link in the description. But yeah, so once it all happens, I also take a video. I take as much information as I can. That way, if they do end up paying for the design, then from there, we already have enough information for my design team to start the design. By the time we have to come back out, you know, to shoot grade and all the other stuff. So it'll make more sense right now when I explain to you guys on my next consultation, when I'm able to stop for a second. And these are pretty fast paced, you know. But honestly, as one sales guy, to be able to sell 500K a month, that's the way you got to do it. You guys will see that in between appointments, if I have a small gap, that's where I send them the ballpark figure. Also, if I have more of a gap, then that's when I do also follow-ups, which, like I said, every day is different, right? But every single day, my focus is sales. We have to drive revenue, whether it's for this year, next year, whatever it is, but we have to drive sales. Like, if you're not driving new sales into your business every single day, that's a problem, guys. Remember, sales is the life of your business. So let's drive to the next appointment. And actually, in between, we talked about maximizing our time. In between, I'm gonna go, actually take a phone call that this is for a snow removal contract. So
the person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Sanish, this is Alex from Landscaping Experts. Give me a call back when you get a chance. I have about a 40-minute gap here, so I'll be expecting your call. We're gonna keep doing what we're doing. Let's go.
Sorry, I couldn't pick up your call at that time. My call didn't finish.
No,
How are you?
Good, man. Good. I can't complain. Staying busy.
Awesome. Hey, Alex, I had a quick question.
Go ahead.
Currently...
Sounds like a plan, man. Anything else, let me know. We'll keep in touch.
Yeah, thank you.
All right,
thank you,
talk to you soon.
Take care. Bye.
We work with a lot of HOAs, and believe it or not, we still do lawn maintenance, right? Very little, just strictly commercial. We've been working, as you guys heard, we've been working with this particular HOA probably, I didn't want to say because I can't remember, but I think it's probably close to 10 years now. So we do have that. We do quite a bit. We do all the way from lawn maintenance all the way to outdoor living spaces, snow removal. You know, we do it all. But for the people that just started watching me and don't know, that's actually where everything started. When this business started, it was just me, my mom, and my dad, and all we were doing was cutting grass. And then we just kept going. Then when I was 15 years old, that's when I decided to take over. Obviously, at that time, I didn't have much information, much knowledge. So, you know, it stayed like that for a while, even though I took over. And yeah, so now, like I said, we run quite a bit of hardscaping projects, and that's really all we do. If you're watching this right now and if you're not happy with where you're at, whether it's business, life, whatever it is, do something about it. At the end of the day, that's the one thing you have a choice, you know, of doing, is changing your situation. I know it's not going to happen overnight, but you know, for me, it was, hey, I'm sick of cutting grass and not making no money. So I decided to get out there, search for the information, and make a change. So, like I said, if you're watching this and you don't like where you're at, go out there and search for that information that's going to take you to the place you want to be. And that was probably one of the biggest mistakes I made. I knew I wanted to do something different, but I wasn't willing to either pay for the information or even search for it hard enough to know what the next thing is. And that's a lot of times, that's why it does feel like, you know, where you're going, it's a dead end, right? Because if you know you don't have the right information, doesn't matter how much work you put in, you know, you're gonna feel like you're not going anywhere. We just pulled up to our next meeting, and you know what, I'm gonna show you guys exactly like what I do step by step. So first thing is first, like I said, I grab my iPad, and then we go into Go High Level. So what I do is I go into Go High Level, and then I go into the schedule portion of it. So where everything is scheduled. I go to, this is my 1 o'clock appointment. So I click on the 1 o'clock. So you guys can see it's 1 o'clock. Damn, that screen is, we gotta clean that screen, holy shit. So it pulls up all the information, and then on top of that, it also tells me right here, what am I gonna walk into, right? That way we know what we're gonna be talking about. So this one talks about a gazebo, paver patio, cooking area in the backyard. Other estimates, they're not yet, they're looking around. They're actually trying to get this done before winter time, which, you know, I'm gonna break it to them, that's not gonna happen. But, you know, this gives me more than enough information. Then we go to in-person consultation. You just type in all the questions. Pretty much all the information goes into this portion of it right here. Just click and save, and then boom. Another thing is, like, if for some reason they're not there, whatever it is, we can actually message. As you can see, these are all the text messages that I've been going back and forth with the customers. So anybody that in our office, you know, contacts them, it's all gonna be through here. But everybody has a different phone number. And then same thing, like right now, if they're not home, I can call them from here. We pretty much do everything. Like I said, this software that we use is called Go High Level. And once again, I will drop a link in the description, that way you guys can try it for free. It's pretty dope. And then, you know, even after the follow-up process, you can automate. You can do a lot of things, right? But anyway, the design process, this is what it looks like. On one side, on the left-hand side, it's the design. Right side, it's the real thing. As you can see, one side is a design, and the other one, it's built. So just kind of gives them an idea of what they're getting themselves into when we say design. Let's get off, put everything together. And remember, guys, these consultations don't last more than 25 to 30 minutes. But other than that, let's measuring wheel that we're not going to use probably. But let's get right in there. All right, so we had first few appointments, and now I'm gonna show you guys exactly like what is it that I do after the appointment. So the very first thing I do is we do have a template, right? Like I said, once we bring in a sales guy, I want him to be able to just to plug and play. So the very first thing I do, obviously, I pull everything on Go High Level. You know, here you have every step of the way. There's information gathered. Right now, what we need is what was gathered in the design consultation. So as you can see, we already have the questions preset for every single customer, because every outdoor living space is gonna be just about the same thing, right? It's gonna have most of the same things in there. So anyway, so we're gonna go through what they wanted, what we figured out, and then from there, we'll just plug and play into the spreadsheet and you guys will see what I do. So what I'm gonna do here is for the flat surface, we have, what do we say, 43 by 20. So 43 by 20, we have about 860 square feet. So we're gonna plug in 860 square feet. So yeah, that's really what it is. So this project will come out to roughly about $55,000. What I'll do is this here, I'm going to create a filter. So as you guys can see here, this is what we talked about. This is their ballpark figure. I'm gonna copy this. So then from there, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna go and create an invoice with the correct invoice number to make sure that it triggers when it, once I send it, it is gonna text them. You guys will see it right now. So I'll go here, paste this information in there. We go ahead and send. As you can see, this is what it's gonna look like for them. It's gonna talk about, see how already haven't even sent it and already triggered. So you guys will see that it's gonna talk about, you know, more of the design invoice details, blah, 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 the design fee, what it entails, but you hit send. We're gonna go ahead and send it, and that's about it. So from here, what's gonna happen is now it already texts them to let them know, hey, it was a pleasure meeting you, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff, and then from here they get entered into our follow-up process, which is all automated up until when they respond. From there, then we have an 8 or 10 step follow-up process, which is between email and text, which I'll explain to you guys here in a little bit once I jump in the truck, because we're gonna go ahead and head out to our next appointment. So what happens after, you know, the consultations you guys saw in detail, what really happens? We have a lot of automation built in the back end after that sent. From there, we have and don't quote me on this because this happens automatically. It's been set up by our team. I think we have I think it's like a 12-step follow-up process or something like that, where it'll notify them. It goes text, email, in that sequence. But it takes all of the manual work from me or a new sales guy that's gonna come in. That way we don't have to follow up every time so it'll text, wait like 3 days, email, wait 3 days, so on and so forth, and it'll keep going for like 16 days, I think, or something like that. Yeah, other than that, let's drive to the next appointment. Actually, I'm gonna take a phone call and we'll go from there. All right, guys, last appointment of the day. We're wrapping up. It's about 5:30. I'm gonna try to show you guys what I have going on in the backyard before it gets dark. I hope I give you guys a good kind of an idea of what my typically Fridays and Mondays look like. As of right now, you know, due to my schedule having so many other things, I am only doing consultations Monday and Friday. That's what I found has worked best for me, is having set days for estimate days if I'm going to be out in the field or in the office. So, you know, if you haven't tried that, you should probably give that a shot. But you want to go show them? Look, you want to say hi to the vlog?
Yeah. Hi guys.
Okay. Esa la echo para adentro, ¿no? Okay, gracias. El timer ya lo dejé apagado. Alright, check it out. So obviously we have material. We have quite a mess here. So we got the gas line going in. So our guys had to stop today because of the rain, but I think we're only about 3 days in. As you can see, we got a mess back here. So all of this here is going to be pavers. As you can see, all that's going to be pavers. All this, as you can see, there's footings there for a structure. Obviously another one here. Like I said, it's going to be kind of hard to picture what we're going to do here, but this whole back side is going to have a wall, because you can see it has a big slope. So this whole back side is going to have a wall. And then the structure is going to be about 30 feet long. So a structure starts here, goes all the way over there. So this whole side here is going to be covered with a custom pavilion. And then we have a big fireplace that's going up here inside the pavilion with an 80-inch TV. We have a seat wall there. And then from here all the way around up into that gas line, that's going to be a kitchen. We're gonna have grill, a flat top, pizza oven, and then we're gonna have mini fridge, and probably some more storage. But yeah, I think we're about, and then also obviously we have the electrical coming from that side, coming up to this post, and then into the bar. So yeah, quite a mess. This wall here is going to be sitting probably another 3-4 blocks high. So I don't know if you guys can see the slope from the side. Yeah, so see, it's got a big slope. This is going to be patio as well, but it's not going to be covered because I didn't want to cover the sunroom there. I didn't want a big roof over the sunroom. Yeah, guys, so like I said, seen some progress, but yeah, guys, will be back to finish up this project. I would say probably, I don't know, in about a week or so we'll have pavers. I honestly don't know if we're going to have this project fully completed because we got so many permits approved that yeah, we might have to go back and work on our crew might have to leave, so we'll see, guys. But either way, I'll keep you guys updated on this project. Like I said, I'm excited. So with that being said, I'm gonna wrap up this vlog here. For the people that made it to this point, I appreciate you guys. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share. We'll see you guys in the next one.